I know you're a storyteller, so let's hear the story of how you got into crypto and the whole experience there.
Sure, thanks. And again, I want to thank the Dexible team for thinking of me, inviting me, and for everyone listening, either live or on the recording. It's gonna be a fun night. Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
God.
All right, so 10 years of banking, 10 years of public accounting, culminating in me being a partner at a top 8 accounting firm in the U.S. in charge of regulatory compliant valuation of hard to value assets. So I can't appraise a chair. I can't tell you how much your car is worth, but my job would be like, what are the Olympics worth? What's NBC worth? The Coca-Cola brand. Clients were like, when Capital One Bank bought ING Bank, I was hired by Capital One to figure out, what do you pay for a bank? When United Airlines went bankrupt and they had a $30 billion pension comprised of about 20,000 investments, everything from McDonald's stock to sovereign tax certificates. Like if you overpay your taxes in Egypt, you have to apply to the government to get a rebate, and then they decide whether to pay you back the overage. And so there's a whole securitization market around that. And so that's me. I was a quant jock, but partner, managed a big team, global outreach, all that fun stuff. And my partner, Ryan Medlin, I knew him from when I lived in Charlotte. We used to go to shows together. He was a neighbor of mine. He was an Internet of Things. He'd had an exit to Newstar. His startup had gotten an exit. He was still in Silicon Valley. He's the godfather to my daughter, best man at my weddings. He came to visit and over a plate of cheese fries with gravy, which called disco fries in North New Jersey. He was like, we got to get into crypto. And I said, it's a bunch of malarkey. I don't believe it. He told me there's a market for it. So we started ideating. Like, I said, okay, fine. So we won't be in crypto because I didn't buy it. But I was like, maybe you can make loans against Bitcoin. And so we were about 90 days behind BlockFi, but doing essentially the same thing. And that's how I got, like, I didn't get into crypto because I believed in crypto. I got into crypto because I believed this was a liquid, marketable asset. And as long as you could define control, somebody can make a loan against it. And I was sold.
Clearly, you and Ryan have a long history together, and that's awesome. How has the team grown since you guys started the company together?
Yeah, so it was we bootstrapped, right? Like we weren't making any money at first, and we don't have any silver spoons on our team. We're blessed to know some very well-off individuals, but everybody is so skittish. Even now, like, again, we're still in the early innings here, and that might be like beating a dead horse saying that, but it's still in the early innings. And so we had a real hard time getting people that had deep pockets to really buy into what we were trying to do. So I was working, like I said, full time as a partner in this accounting firm. Ryan was working full time at a different startup. And the first thing we did was we created a company called Your Performance. And we created a Wix page. I learned how to write JSON calls to come up with new loan to values for Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and I think that was it. And we used one of those free database tools. I can't think of the name of it offhand, but it's a pretty well-known one. And so we created our own loan origination system, wrapped it in Wix. We got FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act approval to pull credit scores. And we just kind of put it out there in the ether.